This is going to be a slightly different log. I'm taking a different route. We're going to bypass Kalmar. We've been there, done that a couple times. We're going to head in the opposite direction. We're going to go uphill this time. See what we can see. A lovely town known as Lukbar. That must be some sort of marketplace district. A lot of shops in this area. Foodieries, fresh produce markets, souvenirs and the like. And a somewhat familiar place. I remember when this place was new years ago. It has definitely seen its wear. But this is where they have fresh food, butcheries, seafood and the like. Let's go inside. It's early morning, so not everybody's awake. We're approaching the butchery of sorts. Open air. Remember what I told you in the last vlog? Avoid this area like the plague. I've never been back here before. This is actually in the back of the main entrance to this place. They got more stuff back here too. Not to mention this. Can never have enough of those. And in the backdrop, Mount Inahau. That's where most of the water comes from. Yeah, we're gonna head out from here. The smell of dead beef, pork, fish, chicken kind of gets to you after a while. We'll continue uphill, kind of towards my sister-in-law's house, who is, by the way, along with her beloved husband, going to celebrate their 25th year of marriage by renewing their vows. And I'm part of the procession, as well as a godfather to both. Can't wait. Despite the town's age, pardon me, despite the town's age, it is always in a constant flux. The old becomes new again. But new takes a while, and as you can see, it's rather crude. But believe it or not, this will look pristine in a few months, maybe. Heading back up the same road that we had taken, that is to say, yeah, it's me and the wife took a couple of days ago, heading towards my sister-in-law's house, as well as towards that subdivision that we had property that the wife sold off because she didn't feel like building it anymore, which is just as well. Here's this arc-type structure I mentioned in a previous vlog. It's actually a church. And it is, like everything else around here, being renovated. What's old is new again. And we'll continue up that course, up the hill. We're going to take a little detour and head up that mountain, or rather that hill, where the subdivision is that I mentioned earlier. I'll show you why we sold off the land. Now this isn't a fair assessment of the entire property, but safe to say you'll see patches of jungle in similar form as you walk through the place. Like I said earlier, the jungle always wins in the end. Let's go that way. Beautiful wife has lots of family out in these neck of the woods, as well as friends. And we'll probably see a couple of them. Maybe not on this walkabout, but eventually during our stay here. Like I said earlier, what's old is new again. But this place is relatively new. It's only been about, I don't know, 10, 15 years young. I mean, it was all jungle when we first came out here. A select few larger homes for retirees. Myself would have been included in that mix, but again, we opted out. And fortunately, there's enough amenities to where you don't have to go down to the town of Lukban proper to get stuff, such as bakery product, as well as a construction place out back. This, that, and the other. It's a bit of a hump. Everything's uphill. I hope to come across a cousin who just got out of surgery not too long ago to repair something she let go for a bit, hoping that pain medication would offset her discomfort. But her doctor highly recommended it was time to go inside and either reconstruct or repair. That occurred a few days ago, from what I understand. And she might be back home in her house here. If I can just remember where it is. We're going to take a left at this fork here. And hopefully that's the right direction to get to her place. If not, we'll keep on walking until something looks familiar. Now, this is different. Don't remember seeing this here. It looks like some sort of a community center. Someplace to stage events, maybe presentations. Quaint, rather large gazebo. There's a few tables still out. What looks like a stage area, currently hidden behind a steel curtain. I don't want to say this is the heart of the town, but who knows, it might be. There's still a lot of agriculture in the back. There's still farming and whatnot being done in this area. But then again, you can do that just about any place here. They're still selling here. This lot is slightly bigger than the one we used to have, which is further up the hill, I think. I can't exactly remember where our stuff was. It was so vague back then. And there weren't that many streets. But most of the streets are named, I don't know what they're named after. Well, that don't look right. Is that for real? Well, looks like I found a familiar place. This is a noodle shop, believe it or not, behind these walls, of a good friend of ours, whose family manages the place while he remains in San Francisco. He is a working nurse, along with his partner. And some years back, we had the privilege of actually going behind the scenes and seeing how everything was made. It's very, very intricate, yet it's relatively simple. But this individual has a symbiotic relationship with my favorite restaurant in town, Buddy's. So they work together and they make money together. Can't be the noodles though. There's something about the noodles here And the fashion they're made in, I believe it's rice. I could be off. But the dish known as pancit, and there's different versions of it. My favorite is hub hub and or lukban, which is, I guess, one and the same. Delish. And every now and then, when our friend comes to visit, he usually comes back with loads of bags of this stuff. Because you really can't replicate it. It's very hard to replicate any of the foods here. I don't know what it is, maybe the ingredients we use at home. But at any rate, can't wait to eat some more later this day. And speaking of stay, not too far off in the distance is our cousin Vanjie's house. She is the owner and proprietor of a place called Palace Isdan, which is started off as a restaurant by her beloved, who unfortunately passed on not too long ago. And then they expanded it to include a resort, and somehow found themselves a jet that they gutted and now uses as a unique dining experience where you actually eat in the jet, and you have to have reservations. The board, it's basically like getting a ticket for a flight. Very unique. It's called the Summit, if I'm not mistaken. And hopefully we should have time. We'll probably be able to dine there soon enough. Remember that street. Here's a different angle of the house. Beautiful home. They have a water relief behind, an actual waterfall, as well as a tree house that you can stay. There's a guest room. Very cool. We had the privilege of hosting Vanjie when she came to visit us in Las Vegas with her friend. And I think they had a good time. They drove all the way from Cali to come visit. Hopefully she's doing better with her recently repaired hip. I'm going to make my way out of here, as I might get lost if I keep going in and out of these roads. It's not a bad area. It's just the overgrowth is amazing. You know, I mean, you start off with a nice house, and before you know it, the jungle kind of engulfs your neighbors. Who knows, one day me and Nanette might retire here. I doubt it, because she doesn't like the outdoors. She doesn't like the climate. She doesn't like the fact that we're far away. She doesn't like the drive here. Actually, the real reason why I'm trying to get out of here is because I gotta pee. I had my typical 2 cups of coffee. One actually spilt because the mug was cracked, so we had to get rid of that one. And take 2. So the first cup, followed by the second one in quick succession. That's the name of this channel, Java Twice. Always start the day off with 2 cups of Joe. And as a result, in most cases, that cleans out the pipes. So if there was anything stuck in my innards, it's gone. Such is the case as today. So, I'll come back at you as soon as I make my exit from this area. And we'll head back to the house. This looks familiar. I believe if we head down this hill, we should be heading back on the main drag. Shall we? That's a line used by a fellow vlogger named Adam the Woo. That's how he normally starts his videos. After he talks about the topic at hand, plans he has for the entire vlog, he always says, I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? Seems like a nice fella. He just turned 49 not too long ago. He's got a great family. His dad is a retired pastor, former truck driver, and on occasion they vlog together, and they make a great team. I couldn't pass up this shot right here, just before you exit, overlooking downtown. Somewhat. My mother used to teach here, my mother-in-law that is. In fact, she was here just yesterday. celebrating with friends, also former teachers. I don't know what for, but she was dressed to the nines. She looked sharp, and it sounded like she had fun based on what she told me this morning. I couldn't help but notice the piping around here. I think this is for fresh water, which is weird because it's also running in the ditch where some of the runoff from the mountain comes from. This ditch is usually used to push any dirt and whatnot throughout the town. I'm not sure if this is a sewage system or not, but God, I hope not. Heading back. My bladder is telling me redirect. So we're gonna go back and use Mom's El Baños to see what else is there to do today. Just having a glance at the weather map today, and it says that the high for Lukban will be 83, the low 71. Certainly sounds tolerable, but then when you add the humidity factor, it's a whole different story. The name of the game is trying to stay less sticky, because being unsticky is virtually impossible around here. It's good for your skin though. We're back on that same road that led up to that market we were at earlier today. This should lead me back to mother-in-law's house, where I shall refresh myself, shall we say, and contemplate what to do thereafter. Our bath is definitely in order, but first, relief. And we're just about back at Mom's house. There's that new building from earlier today. Part of it's going to be part of retail. I suppose on the bottom floors, possibly up top. Although it looks more like living space. Won't know for sure till we make a visit back some time from now. And speaking of some time from now, hope you like this walkabout. Sorry I had to cut it short, but I'm trying to keep these videos short because upload time takes forever, as mentioned earlier. So, if you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that icon, the like button. And if you really like what you saw, be on the lookout for more by subscribing. Until next time, see you later.